Hey there, Rebus forever here. Also, I've been being a very naughty YouTuber. I've been indulgently playing World of Warships on my editing screen, and thus unable to record since my Elgato card only handles 1080. But despite my main gaming activity being grinding away at Wargaming.net's ocean-flavoured online upselling program, I've been having intermittent blasts at various games I've been given the opportunity to check out gratis. So far, the games I have accepted have been games I genuinely expect to like. I'm sure it would be more entertaining if I were ripping into trash games and probably do more for the channel. But for now, I'd sooner approach games with, at the very least, the best of intentions. As such, when I was offered Nova Drift, I was fairly excited. I enjoy space games. I enjoy roguelikes. I've played retro games since they were, well, not retro. In fact, whilst the other kids had paper rounds or whatever, my first job as a child was testing repaired arcade cabinets. In theory, I thought this game should tick a whole load of boxes. Unfortunately, when I first launched the game, I didn't like Nova Drift. I couldn't understand the positive reviews. I found the controls to be unintuitive, with me thinking this game would work better as a twin-stick shooter, and encountering instead an Asteroids like Gravity or Momentum shooter. I had multiple 10-minute game sessions and was left very unimpressed. After again checking the insanely positive Steam reviews, I started to doubt my ability to comment on games at all, if my perspective could be so far out of sync with the others. I mean, when I accepted the key, I just wanted a nice retro arcadey experience with roguelike elements. You know, unlocks and such. I certainly wasn't expecting to end up going down a bit of an introspective downward spiral. Fortunately, whilst deliberately searching for the few negative reviews to see if my issues with the game were held by anyone else, and finding the controls to be a criticism held by a few other people, and then reading some of the positive reviews that commented on the need to play with a controller, I tried the game again. And you know what? It still feels wrong, but it works. And if you really struggle with the controls, it can be customized further. The actual game, though, is fairly amazing, which serves as a relief. Now my opinion falls in line with the masses, but on the downside, since I either suck or the game is pretty difficult, my game sessions still tend to last for no more than 10 minutes. So stick your Stranger Things VHS cassettes on the TV and the soundtrack to drive on your Walkman. Stuff's about to get retro. Nova Drift is a game of combos. They could have named the game that, in fact. Probably not such a good name, but it would have been descriptive and accurate. As you play, you combine pickups to your shield, your hull, or your weapons. For instance, one of the early unlocks will be your weapons. There are a ton of them, and they all massively alter the gameplay. You will be given a limited selection to choose from, and as you play, you can earn rerolls to the selections you were given. The various upgrades to the weapons create ever-branching chains of effects that alter the nature of each individual weapon. The same can be said of your base hull and your base shields also, with buffs to your armor and buffs to the way your shields work. This almost infinite variation in your ship's loadout has got to be one of the key selling points for the game. When I realised the scale and scope of the variations in ship design, further enhanced with the addition of drones, allies, turrets and mines, that can all be further altered, allowing for a run that ends up creating a mini armada of extra friendly stuff on the screen, or a more tanky run, figuratively blew my mind and keeps me attempting to overcome my discomfort with the controls and progress further with the game. Each run, though often short, results in unlocking various new upgrades and game modes, which up the difficulty whilst increasing the payout in terms of rewards. I personally have yet to develop the base level skills to play with more than one extra mode on top of the endless play, but if you are a lot better at this than I am, you should enjoy impeding yourself in such a fashion. Aside from the enhancements to the game mode that you are playing, there will be various different game modes in the final release of the game. Gameplay aside, I'm a big fan of the aesthetic and the sounds. The palette has quite an old school feel, though I do worry from time to time that this game might be the reason that some people discover they have epilepsy. This is, or rather will be, a little arcadey gem, in the vein of Asteroids, but bigger in every conceivable way, with bosses, great visuals and sounds, but as I say, controls that might require some adjustment. Or a controller. I think ideally I'd play this on an old school arcade stick, and would love to give that a try but don't own anything similar. If you are a proud owner of a PC compatible arcade stick with enough buttons on its base to play this game, let me know how you get on in the comments, because I'm actually considering getting one myself. But I think this game would really shine with a proper arcade stick. That aside, this was Nova Drift. Thanks to the devs for the opportunity to take a look at the game. Thanks to you guys for watching. And you know, do some YouTubey things if you feel so inclined. And as always, if you like my stuff, share it because apparently YouTube will not. To the pip.